Okay, everyone, be comfortable yourself and relax your body. Keep your back straight and neck head straight in one line and your right palm on your left. So gently close your eyes and bring attention to this bell sound. And while you're focusing to the sound, mentally relax your body, relax your mind, and relax your breathing with your thoughts. Do nothing extra. Just follow the sound, please. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Exalted One, the fully enlightened One. So, dear Dharma practitioners, before we get into our practice session, we'll take a few minutes to clarify ourselves this meditation, how it can help for us and how it will beneficial for development of our mind. So when it comes to meditation, the very main purpose is purifying our mind, develop our mind, cultivate our mind. And when it comes to cultivation, you have to tune with your meaning and action and practice this all to one direction. But in day-to-day life, in our this conventional ordinary life, we are not like that. I just bring some simple examples. People like to eat organic vegetables, organic things. But people themselves, their behavior itself become poison to people. And people like to spend some few more dollars to get cage-free eggs. You know, when you go to buy eggs, you see that the, just ordinary eggs and then cage-free. People like to buy that. But at the same time, after they eating the cage-free eggs, they build up a cage themselves. They become a prisoner to themselves, and at the same time, they build prison to others. They build cage to others. See that our actions so different that and the way we think. In a certain way, we appreciate something, but we cannot bring it out of our own life. And the freedom is healthy and it is necessary even for animals. But ourselves, even we don't know how to find our own freedom. And at the same time, we build up our own prison. And at the same time, we like to keep other people in prison. So like that in day-to-day life, we have so much things. But when it comes to meditation, you find a solution for that. Why that kind of things happen to us? Because our mind is not cultivated yet. We have still that we keep coming, we keep repeating things from our generations to generations without knowingly the real meaning of this human life. So our main purpose is find the happiness, satisfaction, but without the development, there is no satisfaction, there is no happiness. So then when you are in repetition, there is no development. So the meditation is a method you bring into your life to get out of from the repetition, especially the mental repetition, and that will open the path for you to grow. That growth itself bring the satisfaction. So if you don't develop the growth, if you don't develop the maturity, if you don't become matured, you cannot be complete or the satisfied. And maybe you can be happy, but it is totally different. When it comes to the meaning, the little children also become happy. And whatever the people doesn't know anything, they also become happy. But when you deeply understand the truth, when you become matured and understand something, it is totally different. So here, with your awareness, the most important, powerful tool that you have, your awareness. So you sharp it, you develop it, you train it. And out of that awareness, you bring the cultivation, development to you. Because when your awareness becomes sharp, clear, that what you see, hear, smell, taste, feel, understand, going to become more and more and more clear. And then rather than becoming very narrow, you can see things in very large scale. That is where that you able to gain the growth. So for that we practice meditation, and when it comes to meditation, people resist things. But today I'm going to give you a very important key point, that there are two different nature, resistance and renunciation. So the resisting, you always need to struggle with it. You have to be with it. You cannot let go it. You're resisting with it. You have to be there to resist. Just imagine you want to resist anything, even your own physical pain. Then you have to be with that pain and you have to push, you have to go against it. You want to resist somebody's behavior, then you are interfere with that person. That means you also in that environment. You cannot resist, go away from the environment. So then mentally also the same. When you want to resist idea, you have to be next to that idea. So that means you're still there. Meditation is not like that. This is what you have to understand. So then in day-to-day life, sometimes we don't like situations, we don't like behavior, we don't like thinking patterns, we don't like environment, and you go to meditate. So you develop a resistance inside. And maybe the thing is, once you get used to the resistance, you become like a bouncer. You always look to throw somebody. You always look to show your macho strength. Because that is what you build up. Then you always look for something. So don't caught up in the resistance nature. And always you have to look into, when you come to meditation, even with your physical, your mental, your environment, behavior. Never get into resistance. Never go against things. Why? Because once you get used to it, it also brings kind of like a happiness. It also brings kind of like a joy. It also brings kind of like a satisfaction. And then you again and again look for resistance. So it like that you are this right, your right hand, and push this left, and then your right hand get used to, you put the strength, and then even then there is no something, then what happened? Your right hand always want to go with something. Then it become your behavior. So the meditation is not that. That's what you have to remember. Meditation is not you go against something, especially inside you. Then meditation means it's like renunciation. So what is the meaning of renunciation? What is the difference? You renounce, this is the thing. So the resistance, you interfere with that, whatever you resist. Renunciation, you get out of it and you bring your total attention to something else. So whatever you do, you bring your total attention, effort, you totally be with it, and you do whatever you do, you don't go with what you left. As example, Prince Siddhartha left the palace. Oh, then so he renunciated the ordinary life. And when he went to the forest, that if he start to think that when the wife, the children, very luxurious life, when that kind of things came to his mind, because right away he cannot forget that all. He used to live 29 years. So then this everything, of course, as ordinary person, come to his mind. Then if he determined, no, I'm not going to think about it. No, I'm not going to think about my child. I'm not going to think about my wife. I'm not going to think about my luxurious life, my kingdom. So then he resists. But what he did, he renunciated. What is the difference? So he left the palace, wife, the children, and everyone, and then whatever that he looked for, he interfered with whatever his physical, mental action, and he put 100% effort for that. So then the mind not disturbing, to your practice. So then when it comes to meditation, it's kind of like you have to renunciate. You have to bring that nature to you. Once you sit, you don't resist it, whatever you have to do, whatever happened or whatever you're thinking, you not go with it. Why? Because 100% when you bring the attention to your inhalation, exhalation, then there is no gap. When there is no gap, that the memory doesn't interfere with it. So to renunciate that, to not to keep a gap, you have to have the awareness with your practice, because itself is not going to happen. By effort, consciously, you have to be with it. Once you 100% able to settle down and bring your attention, then the thoughts not going to disturb. Why? Because one in your mind, the very nature, one thought can happen at one time. There are no two thoughts can happen. So then in day-to-day life, how you can develop this method? Then whatever you do, don't mix the activities. You do a little bit this, you do a little bit that. So like that, don't do that. You can develop this renunciate nature in you when you do something. Forget about other things. Don't resist. Don't hold in your mind. Don't keep chattering about it in your mind. Forget it. Just let go it. And you bring 100% attention to your action and be with it. Then in that very moment, what's happening, you're renunciating all other things. But if you start to thinking something else and start to do something, that's mean you developing resistance. That is what we most of people go through. So then when it comes to mental practice, while you practice meditation, mean you have to settle down with the primary mental object again and again, again and again, try to be with it. Only thing is that what you need, certain few tools, mental qualities. One is the effort. Without effort, you cannot do it. And the other thing is the conviction, intention, attention. Without those things, you cannot do this. But those are mental qualities. And the physical also, there is the strength, the physical strength and the mental strength. This both strength you need. Because if you don't have the strength to keep your body comfortable, straight, it's a physical strength in the beginning. And then you develop, on the top of that physical, you develop mental strength. So that is also something you have to understand. We're trying to develop the mental strength without even forgetting our physical strength. No, you have to integrate this both together. That's why after 6 years deeper ascetic meditation, ascetic Prince Siddhartha almost died, and he understood with this he cannot go. And then he slowly get out of it and develop some physical strength. One of the important thing he did, he went and cleaned his body. So that is very important. Keep clean your body. He went to the river, had the bath, and cleaned that all the dust. Many minutes. So why sometimes people addicted to this? We are sometimes addicted to dust. We are addicted to dirt. So that way you cannot go there, because you look for the purification of your mind. If your body is in dirt, how you can just even understand the meaning of purification? So that's why, even for your own good, remember, and you need these basic principle things. And then, before you go deeper, understand the very nature of mind, I will give another tool. So one is, without resisting, you have to learn to renunciate. Another thing is, learn your physical behavior and learn and understand the limits. Be aware how much you can eat. How much? If you eat too much, what is that too much mean to you? If you eat little, what is mean little for you? Because it is different person to person. Then when you feel good after you eat, so those are physical exercise, but it develop your awareness. After you eat, if you know, okay, this much if I eat, I feel good. So tune to that deeper inner feelings. Drinking water. And drinking water is necessary, important, but you cannot drink too much. So then you have to know, okay, this much water is good for me, feel good for me. This much water, too much for me. So you have to learn that. Sleeping, very necessary. But it is different person to person. Your body has a certain pattern. You have to look into it and see, okay, this much sleeping, 5 hours or 6 hours or 7 hours, 8 hours. Some people maybe need 8 hours, but some people need only 6 hours. So then you have to tune to and see. Few days you do a little experiment. If I sleep 6 hours, see how I feel. And then maybe next day you sleep 7 hours and see how I feel. And next day you sleep 8 hours. And then maybe you put the limit, push the limit also. Sometimes you sleep only 4 hours and see how you feel. Maybe some people feel so good, more than the 8 hours. But they never knew they have that ability. So like that, you have to look into this physical behavior and understand. And meditation also, when you sit, for some people, it's the time duration, the posture you can keep. Okay, I can keep 10 minutes, my posture perfect. So then you know that 10 minutes is your best 10 minutes. You don't waste it. For some people, only 5 minutes you can keep the best to your posture. For some people, they can go 30 minutes. For some people, 1 hour, they know their posture is good. So like that, in the physical level, you have to understand, tune to it and recognize it. Once you recognize, you have ability to develop it. You have ability to change it, increase it, fix it. That's what you have to gain. Then you know who you are. And wherever you go, and then you know how your body behaves. That is very important. Because underneath these all thoughts, there is a certain behavior we have. So try to get into that also. It's different person to person. So that's why you have to put some effort on you and recognize that your behavior. And it affects for your whole lifestyle. It's everywhere. But the thing is, we just keep doing things rather than recognizing it. So practice this. And once you practice like that way, what will happen? Your awareness is going to become more sharp and clear. So those are the two things, internally and externally. You can develop your sharpness, awareness, and analytical mind. Those some other exercise, but these two, remember for your life and practice little by little, little by little. And then slowly it start to nourish. Those are kind of like a soil to grow a tree. So that when it grows the tree, it doesn't mean it grows just only above the ground. How about the below the ground with the roots? You deeply, deeply hold it to your inner awareness, your inner recognition. That is what you need. But we are more disturbed. We so go with this outside, what we see, hear, smell, taste. That is what we don't have roots. That's why very easily we get disturbed. In little wind, if somebody smile, like somebody, if we have a very mean face, if somebody say some words, if somebody have a kind of like the disturbing words, and we get disturbed out of that. Why? Because we don't have roots. We just shallow level depending from outside. You don't need to be like that. So remember, the world is different, people are different, and they also go through different situations. We don't know their background, and sometimes they have a hard time. They don't have time to empathize you. They go through kind of like a hell, and in the middle of the hell, when you appear, and sometimes they get mad. So we don't know, and sometimes they can blame us. They can be very harsh, meanful. So then, but if you have the roots, if you hold it to deeper into you, you don't need anyone's validations. You don't need anyone's approval. You don't need anyone's opinions to move forward yourself. That's what you need. So get into roots, develop the roots. Those are the things. Seeing yourself, observing yourself, recognizing yourself, putting attention more deeper to what is happening in you and how it is happening, the very rhythm that your body keep going is take you to roots. And then when you practice meditation, and it will more and more help you to grow. So now we take few minutes to bring our attention in front of our nose and our upper lip area, and just keep focus to that. If your mind go here and there, and don't try to resist, as I mentioned, and always try to do your best with this. You don't need to look other things, and you have to just keep focus to the sensation of inhalation, exhalation, and let everything to settle down. And again and again, develop your awareness. So with that, we're going to practice a little bit. Your right palm on your left, and neck head straight in one line. Bring attention to your body and scan head to toes yourself. Say Swapat Peva, or may I be well and happy 3 times. Take a moment and think. We gathered here in this moment to practice this ancient meditation technique. All the Buddhas, all the enlightened masters followed this path and achieved wisdom. So we also gathered here to accumulate that knowledge. In this moment with this sitting, may my body become more comfortable. May my breath be more smooth. May no difficulties come to me. May all the success come to me. Also think for a moment. This is the last moment we're spending in this very lifetime. And detach your mind from all your past memories and as well as any kind of future thoughts. Just try to remain in the present moment, observing the sensation of your inhalations and exhalations. So in the beginning, deeply and gently, breathe in, breathe out 3 times, please. And find the sensation. And allow your inhalations, exhalations happen itself. Do nothing extra. Bring your attention to your body, please. Observe your posture. We cultivate loving kindness and compassion in our heart and radiate it as a light through entire your compound, village, city, state, country, world, around this universe. Also as far as you can, through galaxies, other planets, stars. Reminding yourself like this. With clear intention, mentally repeat after me. May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. May everyone be happy and safe, and may their hearts be filled with joy. May all living beings live in security and in peace. Beings who are frail or strong, tall or short, big or small, visible or not visible, near or far away. Already born or yet to be born. May all of them dwell in perfect tranquility. Let no one do harm to anyone. Let no one put the life of anyone in danger. Let no one out of anger or ill will wish anyone any harm. Expand the loving kindness and compassion beginning from your heart. Forward, visualize yourself and send it as a light. To your backside. To your left side. And to your right side. Downward. And upward. to all six directions at once, like the moon, the sun. Spread the light, spread the energy without any condition, without any limitation, without any resistance or without any judgment. Let your heart to shine with the loving kindness and compassion from the bottom of it with the maximum effort to the highest. Wishing yourself, may all living beings in this universe be well and happy. Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So first of all, we offer this practice to the great qualities of the Buddha, Dhamma and the Sangha. And also by the power of this meritorious deed, may all of us attain to the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Also may all your guardian angels and deities will receive these merits and increase their longevity and protect all of you from any kind of planetary influences or any ill effects. Ittavata cha ammehi sampadam punya sampadam sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya Imaya dhamma anudhamma patipattiya buddhang pujemi Dhammang pujemi sanghang pujemi attaya imaya patipattiya jati jara vyadhi maranam ha paribunjissami idamme punya kammang asavakkaya vahang hotu sabba dukkha pamuncatu. Bless.